Hi guys, I'm Reid,
Hi guys, I'm Jake.
and this is a bit about our story.
Why did you start making content?
Content, for me, was always something I saw other people do online, like living amazing lives, showing their lifestyles, traveling, making money, meeting amazing people, doing cool things. And I started making content because I saw what other people's content did for me. I was genuinely so inspired by people living their cool lifestyles and documenting, their emotions, their values, and their beliefs to the world. I just thought that was something that would be so amazing, not only for my own creative expression, but something I could document to look back on when I'm older. Like, I thought to myself, imagine if I've documented almost every day of my life for other people and myself to see. And then, in turn, by documenting every day, I would build up a community, an audience of people who know me for me, who I can share my, deepest thoughts with, who I can connect with, who I can experience things with. So for me, content is almost everything. Like, I couldn't imagine a life now not making content only after 7-8 months of doing it. So like, I couldn't just pinpoint one reason why I started. To me, it was honestly everything, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah, I started because I originally wanted to just really be involved inside a community that kind of valued me for me. I kind of wanted to build a presence online, and I knew that by showing personality and authenticity online, I would surround myself with kind of like-minded individuals, because at the time I felt a bit alone. I felt like I was striving for bigger things, and not to say that my friends weren't, but I couldn't find someone on the same path as me. I couldn't find people who genuinely supported me for me, and I think that's because I didn't fall into that everyday societal life where you're drinking on the weekend and you're going out, and although that is fun and I still enjoyed those moments and they are core memories to me, I knew I wanted a bit more, and I knew I wanted to strive for a different path. And I think in that journey I saw content as a bit of a one-way ticket to that. I saw it at the time as the best way for me to achieve that success, and yeah, I decided to take the leap, and at first it was scary and I got a lot of hate, and every time I posted a reel I had a gut feeling like I wasn't good enough, and every single person was judging me. But in reality, no one actually cares. And I think it was actually low-key selfish for me to think that people cared so much actually about me, when at the time when I had 300 followers, no one really cares. Everyone watches your videos and they think to yourself, and you probably think to yourself, oh, I'm getting judged and people are thinking about me on the day-to-day basis, but that's just really selfish. No one actually has the time to think about you, to actually take a minute out of their day to think about what this guy's doing. And once I realized that and I got over that fear, that's when that pushed me to keep going. And when I started to find people like Reid, like me and Reid only met when we were at 300 followers. And I think when I started to surround myself with people, when I moved to Bali, when I put myself out there more and more and more by building confidence, by just being online, it allowed me then to connect with those types of people. And I started to see the opportunities arise, not just in content, but the ability from the events that I get invited to, from the people that message me in my DMs, and from the opportunities that come up on an everyday basis. And at the end of the day, I think, like my bio says, I started content to prove that anyone can grow a presence online by just being real.
How did your definition of success change once you went full-time?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. For me, I feel like it's still something that's ever changing. Like, I don't think, in a weird way, success is something I'll never obtain, in the sense that, like, every time I achieve what, I used to think would make me happy, there's always the next goal. So it's like, for me, it's been along the lines of like, a certain amount of money a month, a certain amount of followers. But every time I did hit something like that, it was just always on to the next. Like, maybe that moment felt like success, but to be honest, it was fleeting, because it always felt like I was moving towards the next thing. And honestly, I feel like that's good, because it always keeps you moving, it keeps you focused. I think it's more about being grateful for what I've already achieved, or what, we've already achieved, rather than purely thinking about the success as a whole. There's so many ways to think about it, and everyone would be different. But for me, I guess if I had to quantify success, it would be to live the best and most fulfilled life I can for me, my friends, and my family. Keep experiencing everything, the world, like traveling, having access to do, what I feel like doing whenever I can. And obviously that is a privilege to be able to do, and something I'm still striving for. But if I had to say what success looked like, it'd probably be something like that.
I think success for me originally started out as a monetary goal, but it's recently actually come to life that success for me is to continue to obtain this lifestyle. It's the ability to not rely on other people and to rely on myself. rely on myself to, if I want to travel, I can. If I want to hire someone in my business, I can, and pay them like a living wage. It's the ability to fly home and see my family whenever I want to be ability to buy any meal I want in reason. And I think success for me was to hit that 50, 100K months, but now it's to continue to live my current life. It's to have this life not taken away, because I think I've experienced so much recently in such a short span of time, it still doesn't feel real because it's happened so fast. And in reality, like those quick hits of dopamine isn't real. And I got caught up in the moment, and I had to take a step back and actually realize that success for me is to continue this life that I'm already currently living.
Was there a point where you almost quit? What kept you going?
Oh, that's top 10 questions of all time,
Fuck,
and it's not 9 through 2. It's, I feel like fuck that up.
I can skip this one.
No, that's a great. I have a really
question.
good answer for that.
Oh, there were so many. So I'm sure both of us have so many great answers to this one, because there are so many times I felt like quitting. Like, literally felt like quitting on day 2, day 10, day 20. Like, the thing is, it's so easy to quit, especially at the start, because there's no social proof. There's so much judgment, and there's such a lack of, people supporting you, people believing in you, or even seeing the same vision as you. So when it's just you alone, putting the reps in day out with absolutely no result for months on end, of course it's going to be so difficult to stick through it. You have to have such a strong vision and belief in yourself that you can achieve what you actually want to achieve to get out of those dark moments. And I know I've had so many. Like, I remember a month of posting and still not having a video over like 5,000 views. And again, now in the grand scheme of things, I understand that's nothing, but to not get that validation from so much work and so much experimentation and practice, obviously it's disheartening. The one thing I did was make a promise to myself that I would post every day for a year, regardless of how I felt. And I knew if I stuck to that challenge, my life would completely change. I still haven't hit the year yet, and regardless of where I am, I'm still going to post a video every single day. Not because I think it's going to boost my page further, but purely because of the mindset that I promised myself I'd have from day one. So quitting for me wasn't an option whether I liked it or not, but let me tell you, there were some tough days when, my family and like friends told me that I don't know if this will work, like how do you make money, how do you actually live a lifestyle of creating videos, when my videos performed poorly just for months on end, when I wanted to invest in my skills and everyone around me told me not to. There were so many points that I felt like I just wanted to give up, but in the end there was only one option, and that was to keep going so that I could afford a life like this. But of course, like I said, I didn't think this would be possible. So post a video, don't give up, and post every single day and never stop.
Yeah, no, I did quit. When I first started posting on social media, I actually did give up. I copped a lot of hate from my friends. They said to me, what am I doing, that I was embarrassing them. And they were the closest people to me at the time, so obviously I'm going to take their word. And so I did quit. And then in that time where I kind of went back to everything that was normal, and to be full honest, when you start out posting on content, everything is normal. It's not like you become famous. It's not like me and Reid aren't famous. It's not like we become this right now. Like, it takes time, and you have to put in the reps every day. So when you're posting content, there's no reward. And I think that's why not a lot of people can do it in the instant. And that's exactly what happened for me. I was getting no reward for exactly what Reid was saying. I was putting in so many countless hours every single day that when I got a little bit of hate, because I already had so much self-judgment, it crushed me. So I stopped. And then in that period I had a lot of reflection, and I realized that actually, no, if those people are going to hate on me, if those people aren't going to support my journey, then they're not really my friends. And it took me a bit of courage, but I started back up. And again, I made the same decision that Reid said to himself, is to post every single day. And I did that for 8 months. And again, there was no instant gratification. I didn't have the ability to wake up one night and just have thousands of followers. And although I continuously put reps in day out, I saw minimal results, but it was the 1% every single day that kept going me. It was the ability to know that one video could change my life. And that video did happen. And that video did change my life. And I think for those people that are continuously contemplating posting content and continuously thinking to themselves that one video is all it takes, it is one video is all it takes, but that video doesn't happen instantly. You have to put in the 6 months prior for that video to come, and then it will come, and then you'll turn into this.
100%. And the thing is, it is so easy to quit. like there'll be everything that's telling you to quit. Like every fiber of your being, all the external opinions, they'll tell you to go back and do something where you're comfortable. The thing is, like being comfortable is also having your life predictable. Like you know exactly what's tomorrow, what's next week, what's next month, what's next year. And for me, that just wasn't something, I know for both of us, it isn't something that we wanted. Like I had friends tell me that they didn't want to see my videos, like online, being fully serious, to my face, also behind my back. Obviously hearing that was difficult, but understanding and having the vision of your end goal makes it that much easier. So for any of you who actually want to start creating content or creating the life that you want, remember your why, remember your dream, and remember that not everyone's going to understand your dream. So you shouldn't really care about their opinions anyway.
Oh yeah.